Right, so let's get this party started. So, day 3. Hopefully, you already caught day 1 and 2. If you didn't, well, that's okay. You have the recordings to catch up. No worries at all. It's really supposed to build upon each other, but actually, it definitely can work individually as well. So the idea, so I will go super fast because once again, you're supposed to have the basics. I'm Kevin Moreau, aka Mr. Mingle. I'm, among other things, a geek, a nerd, and a chimera, and basically a multi-passionate. And it was the root of day 1, right? I'm a multi-passionate, so it's one of the reasons why I so easily connect with many people over different passions. So it's really extremely powerful. And that's something we will play with tomorrow in the networking event. So hopefully you will be many to join. It's going to be lots of fun. And if you're just a few to join, well, actually, it will be very interesting to go deep and to have more time to really know much better those people. So I genuinely believe in things will exactly go the way they're supposed to go. So if there are many people, it was meant to be that way. If there are few people, it was exactly meant to be that way as well. I don't know how it resonates with you, but I feel it would exactly end up the way it was supposed to. So social alchemy, it's a super connectedness, right? Allowing you to really tap into your innate superpowers and really make your professional life and your personal life thrive all at once. And I've already shared many examples of that from my own life. So the idea is not just have a balanced social life, but actually really a synergy in your social life impacting everything. That every single win you have in one layer will just ripple and make the rest of the layers grow bigger and stronger and more delicious. So that's the core idea. And yeah, basically get those ingredients of social life and get them into a yummy, delicious passion fruit cake. So yeah, that's really in a nutshell. And before we start, I'd like to do a few analogies. As you've noticed, I love analogies from nature, right? Using ideas of ecosystems, trees, etc. I would love to know how many of you have watched that movie about Nemo, right? That clownfish from Pixar. Anyone has watched the, or how is it in English again? It's Saving Nemo. What the anyone could help me? So I have the. Sorry, Martha?
Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo. Thank you. So yeah, in French we changed the name, which translated it wrong as we often do with titles. So thank you so much, Martha. So Finding Nemo, and if you know a little bit about clownfishes, you know they have a very special connection with anemones, right? Is it in English, anemones? Those actually looking like plants, but they are also animals, and they have a very symbiotic relationship. They have a partnership with those creatures, and those creatures protect the clownfish, and the clownfish nurtures the anemone, and everybody is happy. And to me, it's really one of the roots of connections and network. When we really build situations where everyone can benefit from the situation, and at least between two people, really going win-win and ideally win-win-win. And another analogy is about pollen and bees and plants and flowers, basically. And that thanks to bees and insects, pollen can be spread all around, can go farther and on very long distances. And so it allows the plants, it allows the flowers to disseminate, right, to expand. Thanks to those bees, the flower field can grow and expand and become stronger. And on the other side, well, the bee or the insect, obviously they have something in return, right? They enjoy the pollen, they can get nectar, they can, get all the nutriments they need. So once again, there is that idea of win-win, and that everyone in the mix will benefit from the situation. I don't know if it makes a lot of sense to you so far. I don't know how these analogies resonate with you. And really, I would love for you to see networking in this light. That whenever you connect with someone, you have the potential to expand and create more goodness in your life and in their life, and actually much further from that. And if you've attended my masterclass, you already know that. But I would love to play with very simple math with you. How much is 1 plus 1 to you? Anyone? I will open the chat. We will see your de. Thank you. Or dos in Spanish and Espanol. So officially, 1 plus 1 is supposed to be 2, right? At the same time, if you have good experience in science, you've learned that, you know what, I believe every single science, even mathematics, you have ways to make 1 plus 1 equals something else. In biology, 1 plus 1 often makes 3, or 4 if you have twins, or 5 if you have triplets, right? And you have actually in physics, in mathematics, oftentimes 1 plus 1 makes more than 2. And actually, in my world, 1 plus 1 equals at the very least 3,000. And why is that? Because 1,500 is on average the number of people you have in your social life. On average. If you're deeply into networking, if you're a business owner or an entrepreneur, and especially if you have extrovert tendencies, it goes easily beyond those 1,500. So every time you connect with someone, you have your 1,500 plus people that connect with the 1,500 plus people of the other person. Does it make sense? Every single time you connect with someone new, you potentially connect 3,000 people at the very minimum. I would love for you to chew on that and to meditate on that just for a few seconds, that it goes way beyond you. And actually back to what we explored in day 1, I believe, guess what? If you have resistance around networking and making connections, well, you might want to go beyond that, because your mission goes much beyond that, right? All the people that belong to your circle, all the people that depend on you, that are waiting for you to lead them, to guide them, to help them, they most probably would benefit from at least some of the people in the network of that new person you just connected with. I don't know if it makes any sense to you guys. I would love to see if you have nods or reactions or something. Yeah, hard to believe, Thurman. I know, right? Because we go from 2 to 3,000. There's quite the gap, right? There's a big rift to be jumped over. So it makes a lot of sense. But really, I would love for you to at least start considering that idea. And you don't have to go all the way to 3,000 in a jump. You can start small. You can just start considering just a few people around them. Like, I will give you a concrete example. When I connected with Mike Ashabrana, the founder and leader of the Hounds of Business community back then, a few months ago. When I connected with Mike, I've also connected with 100+ people that were already part of his community. Connecting with Mike connected me also with Dee, with CJ, with Isabel that I just had on my show a few minutes ago, right? My Happy Misfits podcast. It connected me to different people. I wouldn't have met Jane without Mike. I wouldn't have met Tommy without Mike. I wouldn't have met Martha without Mike. Does it make sense? Did you start to see how by connecting with one person, actually it adds up, and it can add up quite fast. Like Mike Ashabrana, if you look at his LinkedIn profile, he has 20,000 plus followers. Someone like Zion Enogiero, he has close to 30,000 followers. So of course, not all his followers are actually really in his social life, right? Many of them are just following him by interest, and they're not really interacting, of course. But there is still the core, the core group, the inner circle, and once again, on average, 1,500 people. So okay, I'm just checking your message, Thurman. Hard to believe you have actually, Thurman. You most probably you have much more than that. So I have the research around this. I feel you would be very interested. I will share that with you. I don't have it handy, but I will share that with you. It works like there are 6 different circles, social circles. And actually, it's kind of 1,000 in your network, your distant network, and the other ones, they are kind of different circles, different layers of sorts, starting with your very inner circle, the people closest to you, which would be 5, the people you spend the most time with, and then it goes, I believe it's 3 by it's by 3 every time. And the closest people you have around you, usually it's 150. There is kind of tipping point, 150 of people that are really close people around you. They are friends, they are family, they are people you deeply rely on, they are the core members in your team. And those would be on average 150. So I can share that with you later. Actually, it's a good idea. I will do something as a follow-up to this call. All right, let's move on. Very first, before we go, anyone has feedback? Anyone has question about that? Anyone in kind of disbelief like Thurman? And it's absolutely understandable, Thurman, because yeah, that's a big number. We're not used to think that way. That actually we could be connected to so many people, each of us individually. And now here's the magic. Actually, 1 plus 1 isn't even 3,000 plus. It goes close to infinity, because guess what? Every single person in your network, they also have on average 1,500 people in their social life. So imagine how it can grow. Imagine how it can go arborescent. So that's wild. And yeah, I will let you sit with that and meditate on that. Any of you start having a kind of different take on networking? And can you see how much more powerful networking can be if you decide to play with that? How much more it can be for yourself, for your own growth, and for the growth of your business, and your friends' growth, and your friends' business, etc. Right? So many people, too many people, right? For the introverts, for the people that are deeply introverts, it's like, oh, way too many. That's the thing. You don't have to go too many. You can go and you can go and play with few. Actually, it's exactly what I mentioned. Today, I enjoy having a small container. It's a lot of fun to play cozy, to play intimate, to come to my kitchen. We will just have a drink hot cocoa or a cocktail or whatnot, and let's just have fun. And yeah, how many people actually leverage their network? That's a very, very good question. And I have another one for you. Would you like to leverage your network? Would you like that? And maybe not, you wouldn't like that too much personally. But if you are a solopreneur or an entrepreneur, how much could your business grow if you really play that game properly, if you really go to the next level? Once again, I will let you meditate on that a little bit. Yeah, I catch on the comments. Yeah. Plus, actually, yeah, it's very, very interesting, Dorothea, because you probably noticed that on social media, that some people contact you month after you release a post, month after you've been a guest on a show or you've run your own show, and you discover they've been a fan of yours for quite some time, and you had no idea that the people that comment on your posts, the people that are in direct contact with you, they're just the tip of the iceberg. You have all the silent watchers, all the people that either don't want to comment or are too shy to comment or don't have time to comment, but still they're watching. They're watching you. And they're still kind of part of your social life, even if you don't realize that. The silent observers, exactly. All right, let's take things up a little bit. So you had some fun assignments to do. So I shared with you my networking mini guide, and actually I would love to know how you enjoyed it. If some of you have some feedback about it, I would love to know. I just finished it very recently, a few days ago. So I would love to know how you liked it. And this time around, we played with two different pieces. So the intro tip, and the idea is just to introduce two different people or more and allow them to build a bridge between them two, right? And you being the fire starter, you being the bridge between them. And the second one is what I call the light shine. And basically to tap into your uniqueness. Remember, this challenge is meant for misfit solopreneurs. So I assume you are someone different. You are not part of what some people call the norm. You are somewhat very unique. If you feel that misfit word resonated with you somewhat, or just you were like, I'm not sure what he means, that weird French guy, but I like the sound of it, or just you like me, most probably you're a misfit as well, because guess what? Likes attracts likes, right? Most probably, if you felt appealed to come to this challenge, even though you weren't sure you would be a misfit, there are chances you are a misfit, because you're appealed to my light. And that's the thing. And thanks to once again, linking to the social alchemy, thanks to Jane here, rocking Theodore right now, I really embraced my misfitness on the professional side. I've done that years ago on the personal side, but now I'm really embracing that on the professional side as well. So I really invite you to play with that and to stop hiding and really let your misfitness, let your uniqueness shine brighter. So I will explain to you how to get the very best out of this exercise. Yeah, Lady Drew, I'm so glad that you joined. And yes, you are a wonderful example of embracing misfitness. You are bold, you are fiery, and it's a joy to witness. And yes, it comes with polarization. Some people can't stand you. Some people can't stand me. And that's perfect that way. Some people can't handle Jane. It's just way too much. And that's perfect that way. Personally, I prefer repelling a few people so I can attract the right ones for me. I don't know if it makes sense to any of you. So that's the idea behind Light Shine. And so you had so a fun book. So the two last pages of this fun book. So first, reflecting on these connections and reflecting on these two exercises. So before I start explaining, anyone would like to comment? Anyone has questions they would like to ask? The power of being in a small container, we can have more time for that. So if you feel appealed to, I don't see any questions, so I will continue. So first, the idea is to choose, like you have two paths you can decide to take. I invite you to consider two ways to expand your connections. Either go with the intros or go with the light shine, and they are very different. So if it's not clear, so as Tommy mentioned, I've made some videos, so it's all explained in the day 3 preparation email. And basically, in a nutshell, the idea is once again to introduce two people, to help them create a connection and be in the mix. By you helping them connect, it will benefit you directly. And actually, we will see how we can expand that, or how we can make that work even better for you. So you have that option, the intro or the light shine. So once again, the idea is really to show as authentically, as uniquely yourself as possible. And by doing that, yes, you will lose some people. That's the point. So you can go deeper and better with other people, with the people that you deeply resonate with. And yeah, I love that you're Wonder Woman and Simi's cat. That's wonderful. So I will give you an example, a few examples, how to play with that, with your connections. So a few ideas. So the idea really behind intros is, yeah, you could go, hey X, do you know that Y is also into salsa dancing or into taking action or into driving while watching silly challenges like Thurman. So that one, I'm not sure it would be the best idea to connect with. But someone that would be into fitness and having a healthy lifestyle, right? And you like, X and Y share that topic. And so as I explained in the video, there's a catch. If you want to play that game properly, if you want to be an excellent introducer, an excellent fire starter, you better take notes. You better have a system that allow you to remember all the facts, all the information that you gathered about the people you meet. You might have a wonderful memory already. You might have Sherlock Holmes' mental palace. If it is the case, wonderful. If not, you better have a system to keep all that information in a vault of sorts. And if you need help with that, I definitely can help to help you build your own system. So it could be something else like, hey, X, I remember you were looking for someone to help you with your branding or your website or your sales, etc. Well, guess what? Y is a master at it. Like if you're a manager, if you're a team leader, I would love to introduce you to Isabelle Fortin, which is a master at helping leaders get the very best out of their teams. If you have a toxic workplace, I will introduce you to Ray Ramsey, which is a master at that. If you're looking for a community, I will introduce you to Micah Shabrunner, and most probably will invite you in their house, right? So you got the idea. Or it could be even more interesting if you get yourself in the mix. Hey folks, all three of us are huge fans of metal music. Why don't we have a coffee chat, or rather, let's go and enjoy a Foo Fighters concert together, because Dave Grohl and his band, they are coming in town in a few weeks. And so we can enjoy that all together. Does it make sense so far? You know, the introduction, building bridges between people. Now, the other side of it, extremely different. So in the mini guide is meant for in-person networking. So it's really focused on that. So I mainly focus on the physical side of Light Shine. And basically the idea is really showing yourself, like flying your colors, basically. It would be for some people having colored hair, right? It could be having purple or pink or rainbow hair. As you can see, I probably wouldn't be able to do that too easily. So I go with a different, I don't know if it will show. So basically, my t-shirt, it says, I'm an adult, but not a real adult. And it's a panda in a teddy bear outfit, playing video games, drinking coffee or hot chocolate, or I don't know, and having books. Basically, I'm showing up as a geek, as a nerd, and definitely childlike. And I intentionally chose that geeky t-shirt to make my point. And basically, some people will see that and they'll see, okay, that guy, he's 46 and he's definitely childish. I won't ever talk to that person again. Not serious enough. It would be absolutely eliminatory to some people. I will repel some people, some very serious people. Good riddance. We're not good matches anyway. Because if they know me a little bit better, they will know I love to have laughs. I love to not be so serious. I enjoy games and I enjoy geek culture. So they better be warned that I'm not their type. So I prefer to fly my colors bright as often as possible. It's a choice. It's polarizing. I love that. On the other side, some people would be like, oh my gosh, I loved your t-shirt so much. I had many people telling me that they loved my Doctor Strange background. They love, my t-shirts, etc. When I wear something about Totoro or Cthulhu or things like that, I'm bonding over that thanks to the outfit I choose. Does it make sense so far? So that would be physical, choosing an nice accessory, having very special makeup or colored hair to really stand out. And so people don't waste time trying to connect with you if obviously you're not their type. And it goes both ways. You're saving time and you'll connect better with other people. So it could be personal branding, like me using this Doctor Strange background, right? Or it can be in having this silly, weird code I've been using for this event. Some people would be like, oh no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing weird codes. Good, okay, good riddance. It can be the tone of your voice and the tone of all the content you share, your posts. My content is intentionally very polarizing as well. I like to speak in a very casual way. Some people that are very business oriented, they won't like that. Once again, good riddance. Perfect to me. Or values. You could express some things that are very important to you, causes, missions, engagements. Like I'm a vulnerability advocate. Vulnerability for many people it's very triggering. Some people can't handle vulnerability. Some people feel vulnerability is a weakness. Well, guess what? We're not supposed to match. I've been extremely vulnerable with me having a tendency to depression because of my neurodiversity, my neurodivergence. I decided to embrace that, and it's polarizing. Some people might see me as a liability because of that. If they are, in my opinion, close-minded enough to believe that having a tendency to depression makes you a liability, I won't ever work with them. That's my choice. And I know on the other side, I will connect better with people that have also that tendency to depression, people that have had loved ones experiencing depression, or people, and all sorts of mental illness or mental challenges, and I will connect with them over that topic. Does it make sense? So yeah, you obviously don't have to do that. It's just a few examples on how you could play with that. I'm just checking the time. Okay. Now, building bridges. So it's kind of the follow-up exercise. First, it really is starting to, to think about how could you expand. And thank you for your comment, Dorothea. And yeah, I see. Yeah, I've seen a few other comments, Dorothea and Jane, and Lady True as well. Yeah, I couldn't read everything. So building bridges. Once again, remember, 1 + 1 = 3,000 plus. So whenever you connect with someone, I invite you to have that mental habit of, I'm not the only one connecting with that person. My entire social life is connecting with them, potentially. So if you meet someone that is into, let's say, glass blowing, like Tara Lynn shared yesterday, personally, I'm not necessarily appealed to glass blowing. I might try that sometime if the opportunity arises, but I probably won't intentionally try to do a class about glass blowing. On the other hand, I have a friend in Singapore, a very dear friend of mine, Marilyn, which has recently experienced glass blowing. She had an amazing experience with glass blowing. So I could connect Marilyn and Taralyn, right? Plus their names rhyme. So I feel most probably it's an excellent reason to connect people. Just their names rhyme, so why not? So just an idea to play with that. I also invite you to reflect on the ripples in your own life. When you connect two people over one specific topic, what does this topic mean to you? Actually, would you be interested in exploring that topic with them and really kind of link that to your own well-being? And finally, link that to your friends and their friends, the friends of the people you're connecting. How could they also benefit from this new bond? How many people could be positively impacted by just these two people connecting today? How does it sound? How does it make sense so far? You let me know if I'm putting you to sleep. I know I'm a talker, right? I tend to talk a lot, so please let me know if you're starting to snore. We might not hear you because of you being muted. So I'd rather have you give us a heads up. And light shine. So other ways to explore that, to go beyond. You could think about starting an entire group, not just connecting with other people thanks to your light shine, but actually starting an entire group or club or community around what makes you unique. Like, I love role-playing games, and I've enjoyed LARP, which are live-action role-playing games, when you actually dress up as your character and you fight with, how is it called in English? Not moss, it's anyway, like fake weapons, etc. Foam weapons. So there are many communities that arise that way. Like if I come to a new place, I might want to create a new community and actually introduce new people to this LARP activity. Why not? Or Tarolin starting her glass blowing community or whatever you like. Then, so really sitting with the feeling. I invite you, especially if you're not used to tapping into what makes you unique and really exploring that light shine, as I call it, sit with the feeling. And really, by starting to do that, starting to step into your power, starting to fly high your colors, take a moment while you're doing that. And just after you've done that, sit with the feeling. How does it feel deeply? How does it make you feel? Do you feel empowered? You've just started to be more visibly more authentic. How does it feel to really take a step and really make a stand for who you are, for your core values, for your bestest passions that you might have hid for a while? How does it make you feel? Personally, it made me feel absolutely amazing. Second, at first, I freaked out. I was like, whoa, that's too much. So at first, I was like, I felt kind of triggered, but it passes very, very quickly. And then you can really enjoy. It's a victory. It's a victory that, in my book, deserves celebration. So I really invite you to sit with that. And finally, if you have a hard time finding that light shine, finding what you could really make shine brighter in your personality, in your uniqueness, invite one of your friends in the equation. Invite one of your friends in that journey and help them help you get that out of your chest. Because guess what? Maybe they already noticed that light shine for a while and they just never mentioned to you, or maybe you weren't ready to listen at that time. How does it make sense to you? How do you like that? Any of you would like to play with that, either the intro or the light shine? Any brave ones?
Kevin, this is Carolyn, and it's been a pleasure. I hope you can hear me.
No, I can hardly
Driving in
hear
the
you.
car, and I don't really can't see the panel so well, and hence I've been very quiet. And thank you so much. I love the introduction for the person that has good.
You're very welcome. So, yeah, I couldn't understand everything, but yeah, I got the gist of it, I believe. So yeah, don't worry. Just focus especially if you're in your car, like Thurman. Just focus on driving and arriving safe. This is the absolute priority. Your safety and your health, and you will always be able to catch up the recording if you want. Okay, let's move. Well, I'm not too good on time today, so I will go a little bit faster. So now that we've reflecting on how could we play with that, either the intro or the light shine, time to get into action, time to get physical. And basically, in that case, so it's kind of split in two, more or less. Easy and medium would be more playing with the intro, which are much less triggering and much like typical networking. Hard and hardcore play styles, they involve your light shine. It requires more boldness. It requires you stepping into your power and really going the extra mile. So if you're not used to that, it will be much more of a stretch, which actually I invite you to take. And remember that exactly why we have an accountability group and a support group, a WhatsApp group. It's exactly for that, to help you step into your power, to help you go bold if you feel like it, and having someone having your back. Because guess what? It's not so intimidating when you're surrounded with people that are taking the same path. And I have a great analogy for that. Anyone has watched the Lord of the Rings movie, or even better, reading the book? Imagine if you were a hobbit and you would have to go into the Moria, like deep, deep caves full of goblins and orcs in an abandoned mountain. Imagine you would do that just by yourself as a tiny hobbit. Now imagine you're doing that surrounded with like-minded friends, surrounded with your community of the ring, with Gandalf, the powerful magician, with great warriors. Suddenly, it's not that intimidating. It becomes an adventure that becomes a book or even movies. So it changes everything to have someone around you to help you in that journey. Exactly, Dorothea. That's what a team stands for. Together, everyone achieves more. So I really invite you to join the WhatsApp group if you'd like to have support. And so you could really have proper impact with that social alchemy in your own life. Because just by yourself, it might not be so easy to make it happen. So yeah, a few examples how you could play with that. So you could, if you want to go easy, medium, right, just dipping your toes in the water, you could start with introducing 4 different relationships, 2 couples of 2. Like, right, you identify two by two people that share common interests, common passions, and you just introduce them to each other and you see what happens. And even better, if you also enjoy that passion or interest, get yourself in the mix. And you could, have a group call or group in-person meeting, which would be even better. And then really reflect on how you and your well-being could benefit from it as well. Like, once again, imagine glass blowing. I introduce Caroline to Marilyn, and then I could reflect, okay, I don't necessarily feel like trying glass blowing, actually. Hey, maybe I could. And maybe it could do me a lot of goodness. And then I could ask Caroline and Marilyn, why did you want to try glass blowing to begin with? And how was your experience, right? And so it will make them feel heard. You will show interest. You will get curious. They will enjoy that, and you will deepen your relationship with those persons. Just that is very precious. Plus, after their explanation, you might be like, hey, you know what? Actually, I believe I would love to try glass blowing after all. And you could enjoy the same benefits or even other benefits than the benefit they enjoyed. Does it make sense? Do you see the connection? Connecting others and connecting it to yourself and to your own well-being. And then once again, get friends in the mix. You most probably have friends that are into handicraft as well. They are into manual activities as well that actually might be interested in that. Maybe they're doing crochet, maybe they're doing knitting, maybe they're doing pottery already. And actually glass blowing, most probably they would enjoy that. So why not introduce them as well and kind of start a group, or just get them in connection with those people and you let them do the rest. So that would be my invitation. And yeah, I agree with Dorothea. We might not have enough time or money, and that's why you want to be cautious, to really follow your passions and what really appeals to you. At the same time, you never know. So sometimes, like your bestest new practice might be just lying on the other side. Like 2.5 years ago, I didn't know about Qigong. I tried kind of by chance, which doesn't exist in my book. And now it's one of my favorite practices ever. So you never know. Sometimes you're just one person away from discovering a game-changing new practice. So just let you sit with that one also. Now you might want to go a little bit bolder and play with that light shine. So you might first find a relevant light shine for yourself. So that would be like the reflection part. What in you, what in your personality, what in your extravaganza would really be meaningful for you to connect with other people? What would you like to put in the limelight? What side of you, what facet of you would you like to expose? Would you like to put on the front and center? What would make sense? Like I focus on helping my fellow misfits, right? And I especially connect with geeks, nerds, and cameras or multi-passionate because it's my misfit flavor, right? So by showing up as a geek, as a nerd, as a multi-passionate, as much as I can, I have higher chances to connect with the bestest type of misfits for me, which is exactly what type of misfit I am. So that's why I wear silly geeky t-shirts, right? Intentionally, it's why I love playing with geek analogies and Lord of the Rings or Star Wars references, etc. Because thanks to that, I will connect better with my people, which happen to also be my clients. So to me, it's a win-win-win. I improve my personal life and I also improve my professional life. Everybody wins. Plus, those people, they're waiting for guidance, right? Some misfits, they're waiting for guidance to be able to really shine their light brighter, embrace their difference positively, and build an exceptional social life. So it's also to their benefit. So everybody is winning in that equation, at least from my standpoint. So first, really find what would you like to put in the limelight, once again. Second, be aware, exactly as I mentioned, of how you feel when you play with it. Do you feel empowered by really letting your light shine brighter? Do you feel different afterwards? How different do you feel? Do you feel like your next best version of yourself? Do you feel like your own superhero? Do you feel like a Pokemon evolving and to the new iteration of yourself? How do you feel? And then once again, I love that idea, especially if you're not sure what kind of light shine you would like to play with. Ask a friend. Ask for guidance, especially for people that have known you for a while. Most probably they know what makes you stand out. They've already noticed that, and it's probably one of the reasons why they love you to begin with. So you most probably want to have someone like that by your side. And we're already out of time. So if you'd like, I invite you to join the WhatsApp group for accountability partners. I also give you a last chance until the end of this week. I invite you to scan this code for a game plan call to actually help you really create social alchemy in your own life. Improve either your relationship with yourself, your relationship with your friends, or your relationship with your connections and your networking, and really start creating proper social alchemy in your own life in the same way I've done in my own life. And so it's just a 30-minute call, very fast-paced, very intentionally action-oriented, so you get results as fast and as powerfully as possible. And if you don't want to, don't worry, there is no obligation at all. So we'll see. So if any of you have questions, I will stay a little longer after the end of this call. And thank you so much to everyone. Let's alchemize each other. So once again, you are absolutely welcome to join the WhatsApp group if you feel like it. No pressure, no obligation. Just to be clear once again, by taking a journey together, we tend to go much farther, much faster. So it will be extremely helpful if you have accountability support, if you have buddies by your side in this journey. So this was today's presentation of sorts, explaining you a little bit about this third leg of the challenge. And important, tomorrow we have an extra call, a bonus call, and this will be a networking call. So it will start once again at 11 a.m. EST, 5 p.m. CET, and it will be all about networking between misfits. And so it will be intentionally 2 hours. You don't have to stay for the full 2 hours, don't worry. I invite you to join at least for 1 hour, that would be great. So either 11 to 12 or 12 to 1 p.m. EST. And the idea is really play with that social alchemy, connect with new people, create a powerful network of like-minded misfits. So we will get really practical tomorrow with networking. So I hope you will join us. Now I will invite any of you, if you have questions, if you have feedback, if you'd like to say something, now is the perfect time. If you have to go, please. Thank you so much for joining us. We deeply appreciate you. And if you're watching the replay, well, thank you also. Too bad that you couldn't join us live, but hopefully next time you will be able to. And once again, tomorrow, exciting networking event. Hope you can join. So Tommy, have a good night's sleep. I know it's very late for you already. In
and
Asia,
tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock with Mike's birthday meeting. So
yeah, right. Yeah, I'm supposed to come. I will at least stay for the very early start. But thank you again for.
Anyway, see you tomorrow again, and thank you for again a great presentation.
You're so very welcome. Really appreciate you joining, Tommy. Thank you.
Okay.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say thank you too, but I also got a question.
Of course.
You said earlier something by chance, and then you said that doesn't exist in my world. And before that, I believe I heard you say everything that happens is supposed to happen, and that was, you know, everything that happens the way it was supposed to. Do I have that correct?
Well, yeah, it's a personal belief. Absolutely.
Okay. I hear people say that all the time, but I never stop to say, okay, explain that, because I get what you're saying, but then I'm like, man, how do I wrap my mind around that concept, right? So let's say like today, you had this meeting, and I don't know if you were like planning on having a certain amount of people come, either more or less, or like you was talking about, you know, you can have intimate situations or you can have big ones, and it's good to experience both. So in the moment, after you had the meeting and a certain amount of people came, do you ever use language like, man, I was expecting more people to be there, or I wanted more people to be there? And if you do use that language, do you like not subscribe to that because you're like, the amount of people that came to the meeting was the exact amount of people that was supposed to come to the meeting?
It's such an amazing question. I love that. And actually, so there are at least 3 different points that I would love to make about that, or at least to share. And that's my neurodivergence playing, right? I mentioned I have a very arborescent mind, kind of mind jungle also. So I better take a moment to kind of organize a little bit. Otherwise, I will get myself lost in my own jungle. But
Okay.
very first, yeah, I feel, yeah, just I feel I'm organized enough. Very first, I love what you said about, being, having negative language and actually being disappointed about, the number of people showing up. And just to be clear, I used to be that guy. And I'm still that guy here and there. It's a journey. I'm not saying like I had a magical one and I transform myself into a all positivity guy. I'm doing my best to stick with that, but here and there I still need to put some elbow grease on that. But basically, the idea is I would love to share with you one of my favorite mantras that I already shared in a masterclass. You will see that if you catch the recordings, the kind of day zero prep up. And this mantra is super simple and absolutely phenomenal. And it goes like this: high intention, low attachment. And it's extremely, extremely simple once again. And really, I've played with that for a while now. It brought me incredible goodness. And the idea is really do your very best whenever you can. Really show up beautifully, powerfully, warmly, and really give what you have. Never give what you don't have, right? The idea is not to go to burnout. It's not to dry yourself out like so many people do, not become a people pleaser or anything. Really give what you have, share your overflow. But whenever you give, don't expect anything in return, or as little as possible. You might aim, you might have wishes, but don't expect, or as little as possible. So basically, a good example, and I see you would like to share. For my masterclass, I had roughly the same amount of people that registered with the event. And the first time I had like about 40 people showing up. And for the encore, about 25 people showing up. This time, I had, once again, roughly the same people registered, and around 10 showed up. And you would I could be like, it doesn't make any sense. I could be raging. I could be like, this is disappointing. And I was like, hey, you know what? Most probably there is a reason for that. I might not see it yet. There is probably there is a reason for that. And I believe both in quantity and quality, especially in social life. I believe that quantity leads to quality. So in my mind, it means to me, or at least I decide to see it that way, that less people means better relationship with each and every single person that showed up. Going really quality instead of quantity. I don't know if it makes sense.
Yes, it does. And actually, from the time that you said the first thing that you said, the what you shared at the masterclass, I grasp that concept. I fully get it. And your analogy, I get that too. The analogy I would use is like when you go out to play sports. The only thing you are in control of is your performance, especially if you play on a team. So you go out, you give all that you have. Don't give what you don't have. Go out there, give all that you have. And then the score will reflect whatever happened. Because you got to give all that you got to give. Your teammates got to give all you got to give. And then after giving everything, you hope for the win. You can't attach yourself to the win because all you can control is how you perform. So that's it. You know what I'm saying? You go out there, you perform, and you may or may not win. Of course you want to win, but you can't be attached to that win. More so, you should be attached to your performance and your team's performance, of course. So I get that. But I'm saying, like, let's say you were going to the gas station. Your intentions to go to the gas station is to go put gas in your car. because you got to put some gas in the car so you can, keep moving around. So let's say you do that, but you just so happen to run into somebody there that is also putting gas in their car at the same time on the same date that you are. And then, something happens that y'all end up striking up a conversation. And then this person turns out to be somebody who you get to know a little bit more, and now all of a sudden y'all are romantically involved, and now all of a sudden y'all possibly married, and y'all consider each other like your soulmates or something. Do you consider that meeting at the gas station a chance, or are you like that was intentionally happened, even though you went there to just put gas in your car? Do you think the meeting of the person while putting the gas in the car is a chance situation, or that happened because that was exactly what was supposed to happen at the gas station that day?
And yeah, I love your question, because actually it's exactly the second point I wanted to explain.
Okay.
So perfect bridge. Thank you so much. So just to be clear, I don't believe at all in destiny. I don't believe there is any written destiny. That's, once again, it's my personal belief. I don't expect anyone to believe the same. I hate pushing my beliefs on anyone else, the same way I hate when some people try to push their beliefs on me. And usually doesn't
right.
Usually I go the other direction. So just to be clear, right, I'm not a destiny man. What I believe is opportunities. I believe that the universe, God, whatever you believe in, is putting opportunities in front of your eyes, and every single time you get to choose. You get to choose if you will seize that opportunity or not, or how you will react to this opportunity. So in your gas station story, I get to decide if I will start the conversation with that person, or if they initiate the conversation, how I will react to them, how I will show up, exactly as you said. Like if I had a bad day, I might want to cut the conversation short. At the same time, I might decide to kind of fight myself against my natural bad reaction because I had a bad day, and because I feel, hey, you know what? Maybe it would be nice to be gentle and warm, and like that person is not responsible for my bad day, so I better behave and be a nice person as much as I can. I get to decide. It's in my hands, exactly as you mentioned about sports. And actually, about those opportunities, that's what I don't believe those opportunities are random. And I believe in something that is called the law of resonance. I don't believe in the law of attraction. To me, law of attraction feels like begging the universe or God for things to happen. I don't like that at all. But I believe in the law of resonance. And what the law of resonance is basically the universe, because I believe in the universe, not in God, but I believe the universe will align with my vibe, with my resonance. And if I am aligned, if I am congruent, if I am warm and a good person altogether, the universe will naturally resonate with that and bring goodness I can enjoy in my life. And just I want to link it to the other my third point, actually. I believe also that actually the negative in our lives is positive in disguise. Is actually that everything that happens to us, it happens for us, for a reason, and for our growth and benefit. Not necessarily what we want, but what we need. And a very good example for that is, so I mentioned that I have tendencies to depression, and I've had some major depression episodes in my life. Not so many, but a few major episodes. And actually, I've realized that my biggest, strongest growth spurts all came from my darkest moments and my biggest challenges. Because I've experienced a lot of pain and negativity at that time, it's what made me grow immensely. Like, because I've been bullied when I was a kid, it's how I'm now able to help others with their relationships and with dealing with their difference. And actually, because I strongly believe that because of that bullying, I was craving for healthy, exceptional social relationships. And that's what I build in my life to, to compensate, to kind of balance the negativity I had about social life. So maybe it doesn't make any sense to anyone else to me, but it's really my belief that that negativity, those opportunities that presented to me, that actually I was able to turn them into positive outcomes in the long run. So I don't know
Yeah,
if it.
yeah, that could be. Yeah, I was gonna say every time that you say something that does make a lot of sense, then you say, "Well, I don't know if that makes sense," and I'm like, "Of course it makes sense. That makes absolute sense. You're explaining it in a way that makes a lot of sense." Two things that I just took away from what you just said is that, like your belief about negativity, right? So negativity is disguised as positivity. So that I like that. I think that I take a similar approach. I don't word it that way, but I like the way that you word it, where it's almost like, yeah, we look at it and at face value it's negative, but if you, unwrap it, take some time with it, and really like dig in, you'll see that it's actually, it might be positivity. It just was disguising negativity. And then number two is damn it, I just lost it. You said something else that I was like, yeah, that resonates too. I wish I wasn't driving. I'd have wrote it down. But the thing that you said right after that also made perfect sense. The law of resonance. So I've always heard about the law of attraction, and I've been trying to wrap my head around that too, and that's been a struggle. But what you just said about the law of resonance sounds like something that's way more up my alley. Where the law of attraction is hard for me because it's like these beliefs that you have to believe in, which I'm a believer. I like to believe in things that may be far out. The law of attraction stuff is still hard for me to grasp. But the law of resonance, the way you explained it, and I'm gonna go dig after we hang up here when I get a chance, that sounds more up my alley. Like resonance makes more sense to me than attraction. But I don't know yet. The way you explained it makes it sound like that. I'm gonna go do some research. But
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
this was good. No, I was just gonna say the last thing I was gonna say was that this was good, and that I don't know what you're feeling when you say the things that you say that you follow it up with. I don't know if that's making sense, but it's making a lot of sense. Trust me. As long as people are paying attention to what you're saying, the way you're explaining it is making sense. I just wanted to give you that reassurance. But appreciate you staying on here and answering my questions. That was super helpful, and I just learned about the law of resonance.
Yeah, no, you're very welcome, and yeah, I'm glad that it's making sense. And actually, so to be like when I ask that question, usually it's kind of half really genuinely wondering if it makes sense for people, and at the same time being a cue for them to acknowledge, to give me a nod or something, so I know I'm on track and I haven't lost them. Because once again, the neurodivergent, what's going on in my mind, I know sometimes it doesn't make much sense to other people. And I have a track record of having difficulty to express my thoughts and express what was going on in my own mind in a way that most other people could understand. So it's kind of being sure, okay, am I doing my weird stuff? Am I being a freak show as I used to? And freak show in that case, not the best kind, because not saying that something was wrong with me, but once again, communication. The point is for your message to be received in the best way. So if what I express,
Absolutely.
Doesn't make any sense to anyone else than me, I'm losing the purpose of messaging, right? So it's why I want to be sure it's clear enough, and we're on the same page. And yeah, just wanted to mention, once again, like, to me, there is nothing wrong with the law of attraction. Many people are deeply enjoying the law of attraction, and it works beautifully well for them. good for them. I'm so happy for them. Just for me, didn't work the same way. Affirmations never worked with me. I felt I was kind of trying to cheat myself, and it never worked. But I found my own tweak that is working beautifully for me. But the classical affirmation didn't ever work. And if you want to go deeper into the law of resonance, I invite you to look up Michael Beckwith. Reverend Michael Beckwith is absolutely fantastic.
Beckwith, is that Beckwith? Beckwith?
I will write it down. I'm pretty sure. I believe it's like that, maybe with the D. I believe it's like that. I'm pretty sure, and it's resonance. So it's my French accent working. So it's the law of resonance. And it's Michael Beckwith. So he's the one that introduced me with that. So maybe there is a D somewhere.
Oh, yeah, I found it. No, I found it.
He is a very powerful.
Beckwitha.
Yeah. Don't worry, Lady Drew. Like, once again, I'm used to people not understanding me because of my French accent. At least for some words I mispronounce. So don't worry, I'm good. No apologies needed. And in any case, you have the right to make mistakes, right? We should all remember that we are just human beings. We are absolutely allowed to make mistakes at any point. And especially if we learn from them and try our best to not reproduce them. So don't worry, all good, Lady Drew. So yeah, that was good, and thank you so much for your question, Thelman. That was a very good question. Usually, I try to not go too spiritual in my presentations or in my events, but actually something I deeply enjoy, and I feel my work makes more sense. Like my social alchemy, obviously there is some spirituality behind it. I want it to be accessible to people that are not spiritual, because I feel it's extremely powerful, whether you're spiritual, religious, or atheist in any case, right? But I feel most probably my work makes even more sense for people that at least are open-minded towards spirituality. So I'm super glad that I got to share that law of resonance, because it's extremely powerful. It has served me beautifully, that one as well.
Yeah, with that, I appreciate you answering. I appreciate that. Thank you.
And basically, actually, I just want to add that. To me, the law of resonance, one of the reasons why it resonates so well with me, is because it's linked to authenticity, at least to me, in my understanding. Like by being fully authentic, by being congruent, by being aligned with your own values and with who you are deeply, that you would be kind of rewarded. And actually, I have kind of mixed feelings about that, because I believe that the universe will be benevolent no matter what, or if you're religious, that God will be benevolent no matter what, that you're not supposed to prove yourself. You're already worthy, you've been born worthy, and you won't lose that in any case. You might be presented some challenges, but that will be for your growth or for people, the growth of other people. But still, like, by being fully congruent, being fully aligned, then you tend to kind of unlock things around you, and people that are also aligned and that will be on the same kind of frequency as you are, they will be naturally tuned to your frequency, the same way when you're looking, and you're driving. So most probably you're listening to radio or something like that when you're not participating in this show. So it would be the same way, like tuning in and finding the right radio that you enjoy. And to me, the law of resonance is a lot of that by having the proper channel without static, by being really clear on what you broadcast, people will listen to you loud and clear, and then they will get to choose whether they like that station or not, the station of you. And then they can decide,
I love it.
should I bounce? Should I choose another channel? Or, oh, I like that. I'm into country, or I'm into metal, or I'm into Latin music. So to me, it's kind of part of that belief. I don't, yeah. I will assume it makes sense now that you
Yeah,
mentioned.
yeah. I heard you, but yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. I'm with you.
So perfect. So once again, thank you so much for your question. I deeply enjoyed sharing that. So really, really, and actually, yeah, Thurman, we just for so folks, we just met like a few days ago. We never interacted before, and I've listened to Thurman in a show. I was really impressed by what you shared, Thurman. And look, now Thurman attended my own presentation, so that's cool. See, another example of social alchemy. We didn't know each other 2 days ago, I believe, something like that. And
Yeah,
now
correct.
and now we have a wonderful, very deep conversation. So in my book, we're still connections. I can't say we are friends yet because we barely know each other, but maybe we will become, and maybe it won't make any sense to become friends, and we will stay just connections, or we will just part ways gently and kindly. Who knows? But we have
Yeah. Now
opportunity.
let me.
So
Sorry, I agree, but I was gonna ask you a question. Why
sure.
were you at uh it was Social Saturday? Did somebody invite you to Social Saturday?
You're right. It was already Saturday.
Was it
So
Martha?
I'm a big fan of Joel and Mac. So Joel is on the autistic spectrum. So we're both neurodivergent, and he has
Yeah,
this
yeah.
the Rockstar X. So I came for Joel and Mac initially, and
Okay,
I
okay. Because I was gonna
and
I was gonna say I
and I
thought
had
that oh sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead, please.
I was gonna say I thought that you came because Martha might have invited you, and then that's when I was gonna go back to what you were saying earlier about building bridges. I think Martha is extremely good at that. Like she just does that really well, just naturally. But that's all I was gonna say. I thought you were there because Martha might have invited you. But go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, and actually, it's very funny that you mentioned Martha because I feel we have many commonalities, Martha and I, and we've never, until now, we've never created the opportunity to meet in person. I know many people are deeply, deeply loving Martha, like Ollie, Derek's. We have a friend. We have many friends in common. And yet we never had a coffee chat yet, which to me sounds kind of ridiculous, not in a bad way, but like, oh, come on, how come we didn't create that opportunity yet? I see, Martha, you're on the same page. So actually, thank you, Thurman, because yeah, you know what, Martha, let's fix that. If you're open to it, let's fix that. So most probably it will happen in July for me because in June I won't be available at all. But yeah, I would love to connect with you, Martha, especially now Thurman gave such a warm shoot out to your connection abilities. I feel it's high time we connect, Martha, and I. If you're open to it, if you're game, I never push once again my beliefs or my wishes on anyone.
Yeah, thank you so much. I so resonated. I had to step away, but I came back, and I'm glad that I came back to listen to the last portion because I so resonate with you, Kevin. I am dyslexic, and it's really hard sometimes, to understand people sometimes their questions. So like as you were speaking, I'm like, oh my gosh, I resonate so much. Like what I'm thinking sometimes doesn't come out clear and I question myself. Now I'm in this world of nonprofit as a founder, and I definitely want to sound like I know what I'm talking about, but I'm always very self-conscious as well. So I really appreciate you sharing your personal story, Kevin, and I definitely want to have a coffee chat. And in July, that's perfect, if that works for you. And Thurman, you already know how I feel about you, soul brother, and Lady Drew. The right people are going to appear at the right time. And I took a lot from today's share. And I'm going to go back and read the recap because, I am working with the homeless population, who I refer to as community members. And a lot of the situations that I do come across is I don't have enough. I don't have this. Can't do this. I can't do that. And so working with them in sensitivity, but also pushing them to do more in a very tight situation is definitely difficult, because you don't want to be demanding and you also don't want to be sensitive to their needs. So I learned a lot. Thank you. And thank you, Thurman, for asking the questions that you did. In this short period, I got a lot of insights.
Good deal. Yeah, I look, I hear something and I can't help myself. I gotta ask. And I had the time, so I'm glad Kevin said, hey, I'm gonna hang on for a little bit if you got any questions. And I was like, hell yeah, I got some questions. So I'm asking. So good deal. That's what's up.
And yeah, actually, it's funny because you will that if you decide to watch the replays of the rest of the challenge. So to me, curiosity is where it all starts. It's part of my main framework that I call the connection wheel that I see as a boiled cake. Actually, I'm pretty sure you will enjoy that. I have the feeling you like eating. I'm not sure why, but I have the feeling you might be a foodie as well, or at least someone that enjoys the simple yet delicious pleasures of life. And so you'll see curiosity and questions to me are deeply ingrained in how we can improve our relationships. And before I let you respond to that, as it's still fresh in my mind, Martha, will you be one of the speakers of the Kudos Global Conference? I have the feeling most probably, if not, we want to change that. You want to see with Matt Allen, because it's absolutely down your alley, that conference in Las Vegas, which will be a hybrid conference. You absolutely want in. So let's make that happen if it's not already planned.
Oh, thank you so much, Kevin. I caught up with Mr. Allen like a couple weeks ago, and I haven't had a chance to go back. So I'll have to follow up with him on that. I do know about the conference in Vegas though, and it sounds phenomenal, the work that's happening as we speak, with the unhoused, as he referred them as well. Yeah, I love it. I support the movement 100%. It's all about collaboration. If we are all working towards a goal, we can all come together, hold hands. I always think of it as holding hands. It's really a team dynamic. We can end homelessness. I know that for a fact. And I've seen the progress with the community members that I've worked with. And really, it's really about support and not just passing out a resource and saying, go on your way and figure it out. That's not how it works. So I love it. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry I got off subject again.
No. It's all. You know what? That's the thing. To me, once again, exactly the question of Thurman. To me, it's all connected. Like if we had a bigger group, most probably we couldn't go so deep into Thurman question, and we wouldn't have been going off tracks. And I had the immense pleasure to be invited as a speaker by Matt as well. So I won't be able to speak live, unfortunately, because I won't be available, but I will send a recording. So to me, it's all once again, it's all connected, and it's the magic of social alchemy, right? And because yeah, you mentioned homelessness. To me, of course, Matt Allen and kudos and his conference were top of my mind. And when Thurman and before it happened, Thurman mentioned you, right? And it's why we drifted towards you, and we all went through loop. So to me, it's one of the beautiful examples of social alchemy. From connections to friends to our well-being and creating a powerful synergy, a kind of dance, a kind of choreography, and yeah, a wonderful harmony between all of that. So yeah, that's in a nutshell my belief, my core belief around social alchemy. So to me, you're all part of it.
Yeah, and Kevin, I'm so sorry I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, go ahead, please.
What touched me is I'm working on a case right now of someone that's really dealing with some mental health issues because of their circumstances. And I got a message, and so I had to hop off because I had to attend to that. And the conversation here so resonated. We can't force anything on anyone, right? And there is, I believe there's always a reason why we meet people. And I see the good in people. I'm also very sensitive as well to energy, and I'm an empath. So I have to be very protective as well on this journey. But what I really have been getting away, like what I've learned here is so far is, is just hear people, like I've always said, hear people out. But there's no coincidence why we meet people on this path. I think that's really what I'm taking from all of this. And because I know Lady Drew, I know Thurman, I've seen you, Kevin. I haven't had the pleasure to meet Dorothea. But I know that when I've heard you all speak, it has always been empowerment, others, and community, and authenticity, transparency. I love that. So yeah, I just wanted to share that really quick.
Thank you so much. Yeah, no, that's the beauty. Once again, to me, it comes down to the law of resonance. By being congruent, by being aligned with our values, and not playing games, and really being as much as possible who we are deeply, and showing up as we want us to show up. And I love that. I love that image that James Clear uses in his amazing book, Atomic Habits, that every single choice we make, every single word we pronounce or action we take, we are casting votes. We are casting votes towards one specific identity. And every time we decide to stay on the couch and eat potato chips, we cast votes toward our identity as a lazy person. And every time we decide to say, you know what, no, let's stand up, lace my shoes and go for a run, we are casting votes in the direction of the athlete that we also are. And by casting votes over and over and over again, we navigate our life, we take directions on other. And I feel it's and we are allowed to be lazy here and there, right? And actually, we are allowed to do everything we want. It's our life. We navigate it the way we want. But I feel by taking better decisions, by empowering ourselves toward our most desirable identity or identities, it also brings a lot of goodness, and it allows you to meet wonderful people that are aligning with you and helping you show up as someone more powerful. The way Jane Wang helped me helped me become my current version of Mr. Mingle. Like Mike Ashabrunner and his amazing Hounds of Business community, they're helping me step to a next level. And by showing up as my bestest self as much as possible, I'm allowing myself to connect with those people. And by resonance, they will like my vibe because I'm standing for what I believe is right and good. And so I will naturally attract the people that resonate with that. So, and yes, I will assume once again it makes sense.
Oh man, Kevin, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Go ahead, Thurman.
No, I was just saying thank you. You know what I'm saying? I was about to get out of here, but Kevin just dropped yet another gem. Because I've heard about the book Atomic Habits a million times, but I never went to go grab it. But I do like that whole, voting in
this one.
different books.
This one, like it's not even optional. This one is one of the most powerful books of personal development and like of life management ever. That one you want to have read that once, at least once. This is like no, yeah. You do yourself a favor and read that book, or at least
Gotcha. I bet. Oh man, Martha, you about to say something?
Yeah, just to finish. No, go ahead, Martha. Go ahead, Martha.
Last thing that I want to say is the importance of the way we communicate. I remember when I remember watching something on social media that said, why do you change your voice when you speak to certain people versus when you speak to your family, right? Or your children? And I've been thinking about that lately. And as we were here in this room, for some reason, that just came to me. And I'm like, well, because it's so hard to try to be someone you're not. So the moment that you stop trying to be someone you're not and you just be yourself is the moment that you're going to feel like, wow, like I can actually breathe as I'm speaking through this. And so I just, reason that just came to me because that's how I felt here at this very moment. Like it's the mind frame of just being who you are and who cares who's going to like you or who's not. It's just you being okay with you.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
No, it's exactly, yeah. No, it's exactly that. To me, like nobody forces us to use a different voice except ourselves and except what our culture around us makes us believe, right? But who says we have to change our voice? Who says we have to wear masks in professional settings? I'm fully, deeply against that that mindset. In some very specific settings, it might make sense, like very, very structured, like maybe for lawyers, and very like specific settings, but I'm not even sure actually. Honestly, that one I didn't give much deep thought, but yeah, to me it doesn't make any sense. I've dropped that. Once again, like I've really I'm making sure everything is permeable in my life. That I have as much connection between my personal life and well-being, my life with my friends, my life with my connections, my life professionally and my life personally, and that it will all mingle and really have as much interaction as possible. And the best thing is, if I'm really congruent, I don't need to play a role, except if I really want to, just for fun. But I don't feel the need to play a role in a specific setting, because guess what? My work is all about being me and helping others being me. So I know it's not the case of everyone. I'm in a very favorable place for that, but still, I believe we absolutely can at least have more authenticity in our professional lives and in any settings. We get to decide. And maybe in some specific situations, we will feel like, okay, maybe I should tone it down because probably they can handle me and I still want to keep this relationship going. But it's up to us to decide. And yeah, just wanted to add something, like we have still with us Lady Drew and Dorothea. And I really want to do a big shout out to these two wonderful people. Like Lady Drew, I still have to figure out a gift for you. Lady Drew has consistently reposted everything, all my events, all my posts. Like Lady Drew, you're my wing person, no question asked. I never asked Lady Drew anything. Just naturally, Lady Drew is sharing my post on LinkedIn consistently without asking anything in return. We remember the high intention, low attachment. That's like, wow, I'm really impressed. So giant shout out to you. That's extremely precious to me. I wanted to at least acknowledge you for that. And Dorothea, so yesterday I played Dorothea's meditation from her challenge, and actually, it's one of the reasons why she is one of the reasons why I'm hosting a challenge today. Dorothea, I couldn't attend your challenge in real life, but you deeply inspired me. And it's one of the reasons why now I was running this challenge. So my deep appreciation, my deep thanks to you. And if you haven't listened to the meditation she shared from in day 2, it's absolutely amazing. And it's just a tiny fragment of the amazing 7 days challenge she shared. So hopefully you will run another one soon, so more people will enjoy your brilliance. It was like fantastic. Like the few fragments I got without even attending the real thing, it was like, wow, like your workbook was stellar. Just that meditation was absolutely fantastic. So I wanted to acknowledge you as well. So I see Thurman probably, oh yeah, you lost signal. So thank you so much, Thurman, to stay. I believe I will cut the recording in 2 with the regular recording and all the question and the follow-up conversation, which was brilliant. But I will give people the choice to listen just to the core recording or go fancy and enjoy also our conversation. So I feel now is a good time to wrap up. Thank you so much to you if you're still around. You're absolutely magical. I deeply appreciate your support and your presence today. Any of you would like to say just a few words to wrap it up?
Thank you so much, Kevin, and everyone that joined, everyone that's watching. Lady Drew, for some reason, your voice is in my head. I hope that you come off mic and share your voice with us, because it really is so, it's like a motivational quote when I hear her speak. And Kevin, I had such a pleasure being here with you. I'm definitely going to go back and watch the replays. I love what you're doing, and I am looking forward to supporting you on your movement as you move forward. Dorothea, we still haven't met. I'm going to send you a connection request. Hope we can have a chat too very soon. Love you all and have a blessed day. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Martha. And yeah, you absolutely want to connect with Dorothea is absolutely amazing. And Lady Drew, I totally agree. Like your voice is from another planet in the very best meaning of this word. You have an extremely powerful voice, and that's very impressive to listen. So I understand probably you can't come not on camera, but you can speak to right now, which is okay. I invite anyone watching this recording to listen to Lady Drew's voice in an audio event or another event, because yeah, that's wow. And actually, I would love to hear you sing someday. I don't know if you're singing. I don't know if you ever considered singing, but I feel like, wow, with that voice, that should be very, very powerful and interesting. So just putting it there. So thank you again to all of you, and enjoy a wonderful rest of your day. And hopefully you will join us tomorrow for the networking event. Oh yeah, no, of course you're a singer. Now I remember. My apologies. Yeah, I know you had a very wild life. No, I remember you've been a singer for. No, you are still currently a singer, which explains a lot actually. So it's explained your very, very powerful voice, especially like jazz singing. Yeah, that's not for everyone. Not everyone is able to sing jazz. Like jazz is next level on many fronts. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Oh, and please share those if you're okay to share. I would love to listen to you singing. So I mean it. So hopefully, please share it on LinkedIn. If you're okay to do that and tag me in it, that would be amazing. And now, so yeah, I invite all of you to join us for tomorrow's networking event. It's gonna be lots of fun. Most probably we won't be many. Absolutely great idea, Dorothea. Sharing it in the WhatsApp group if you're okay, that would be amazing. So yeah. Tomorrow, networking event, probably a small container, but actually it means we will go deep. So yeah, most probably we will have opportunities to connect, right? We were talking about coffee chats and getting to know each other. Well, actually tomorrow we have that opportunity if you're game. So see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. or 12 a.m. EST. Bye-bye.